What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the weekly tactics update. Some big changes, took in your feedback, and we're still using the Pros 4-3-2-1, and we included Jambu's 20-0 quickest weekend league in 1 hour and 20 minutes as well tactics. So for the defensive one, we put the 5-2-2-1 in. I know most of you guys like that 4-3-2-1. It's kind of like two CDMs and like the 4-3-2-1 structure up front. So you're still maintaining that 4-3-2-1. The key of this is that you're both the left back and the right back going forward. But we'll go with instructions, tactics first. Balanced, 39 width, so you're not too wide. You can even reduce this lower if you want to. 45 depth, do not go above 45. Remember, above 45, that's when the team AI starts pressing. You want your team to be passive, especially in a defensive formation and want to close the game out. We've got long ball, direct passing, and 70 width, and 3 players inside the box. You might say to me, Neil, why do you have long ball on a defensive formation? Well, the problem is that you don't have getting behind for these players. These are like Lamb and Rams. Think of these Lamb and Rams like the 4-2-3-1. You know how they play like wingers? So that's the reason we've got long ball on for the transition, for the counter attacks. So you can be overly defensive because you've got 2 CDMs and you've got a backfire. One of the few formations to have a backfire, if not the only, with 2 CDMs. But at least in a transition, you have your left back and right back joining the attack as well. Stay central, stay forward, balanced for the striker. We got long ball anyway, so you don't need to get it behind. Both the Lamb and the Ram on both of them on come back in defense, get into the box for cross. The reason why I chose this formation over, for example, another 3 back, or let's say to be precise, the 5-2-3, or any of those variations, is just that you have those CDMs in shape. So the cut passing lane, step out and cover center for defense stability. Left back and right back on stay back and overlap for both of them. I put step up. This might be a bit too aggro for you. You can always put this on balanced. But the key thing is using D-pad tactics to make these players going forward. So you can defend in that 5-2-3 if you want to, but you can also attack in that 3-2-5 with the left back, right back going forward. You can use D-pad tactics and make it more attacking, ultra defensive. This is like a 2-in-1 formation. Only thing I would say is, because we're making this like a 4-3-2-1, you might find these 2 players too wide. Put 1 width if you find them too wide. That's what I'm going to say. I don't want to go in too much. People get upset that I spend like an hour explaining everything in detail. So I know you want to get on with your weekend league, but idea is not to be too wide, but we wanted to be wide initially because when you're trying to close out the game, you're trying to play wide areas, you're looking for those fullbacks. Now we've done some changes to the 4-3-2-1. We've got Jambu's 20-0 one. We'll come back to this one in a second actually. This is the 4-3-2-1. This is the regular 4-3-2-1, but this just defends with 3 centre mids. It doesn't defend in a 4-4-2. So you can argue this is like a passive one to start the game with. If you don't want to start with ultra defensive, you can go to this 4-3-2-1 instead of the 5 back. 39, 55 depth, being a bit high up the pitch, able to press the ball. Balanced, direct passing. You don't need, because you got the strikers on getting behind, you don't need long ball in this system as in contrast to the 5 back, I said, because they've got Lamb and Rams. This one has got strikers. You can put getting behind on them. 50 width, 4 players inside the box. You can actually increase this if you want to, but I prefer 4. And we got 3 centre mids on stay back, cover centre. So this doesn't defend in a 4-4-2. So you're maintaining stability here by having a midfield 3, and then you have the 3 players up front. So we've got stay central, stay forward for all the 3 attackers. If you want, you can put one and we'll come back in defence. And we've got them all on stay central, stay forward. You can put get it behind if you want to, but I think it works well like this. All 3 centre mids on cover centre. Now, just one thing I wanted to say to you very, very quickly. This defends in a 4-3-3. 3 centre mids in the middle. So if you're up against a 5-2-1-2 or you're up against a 3-5-2, which you're seeing a bit more, and you're worried about being overloaded on the wing areas, this formation can help you defend in the middle. We have the left back on join the attack and overlap, the right back on stay back, and then the goalkeeper, we're going to put sweeper keeper. That's the only change that we made. Okay, now that is the one to start the game with. This one is the same system, except for not the left back. The right back is on overlap and get forward. So why is this important? Remember I said to you last week that let's say your opponent is playing and they know, oh, you're attacking down the left-hand side a lot. They might, for example, put their right attacking middle, come back in defense. So that way it's a 2v2. If you find your opponent is doing that, you can switch to the flip side of the formation and have this system where you attack on the right-hand side. So you can kind of counter your opponents if they're sussing you out. It's very, very important to be adaptable, unpredictable, and being dynamic in your setup. Now, the difference between these two as well is this one defends in a 4-4-2, this one defends in a 4-3-3. Because with this one, you have the 3 centre mids all on stay back. With this one, however, you have the 4-4-2 layout. So go for the tactics first. Balanced, 45 width, 70 depth. How are we doing for time? 5 minutes. Probably should be able to get this done quick as I can. 70 depth, being a bit aggressive. You're not going to 71 territory just yet, but you're being very high up the pitch. This is very good formation, especially if you're an elite player already. It's very good for applying pressure and putting pressure on your opponent and putting your opponent under a stressful situation, because you have so many players going forward, and when you transition and you lose the ball, you're also pressing the ball high up the pitch. We've got balanced direct passing, 45 width. We just narrowed it a bit more. I just prefer, especially when I got a fullback overlapping, I prefer my front three to be a bit more narrow. 4 to 5 players inside the box. Again, you can adjust this however you want to. 2 corners and 3 kicks. So stay central, stay forward, get it behind for Alvarez and Correa. So that's they're going to be the 2 players that are going to stay forward. Then you got Cecina as on get forward, cover wing. So when you defend, Cecina is going to play as a left mid. We've got Valverde and Stanway, both of them on stay back, cover center. And we've got Rodrigo on stay central, get it behind, on come back in defense. So when you're defending, Rodrigo's going to go right mid, Cecina's going to go left mid, Valverde and Stanway go in the middle, and Correa and Alvarez stay up front. That's how you defend in that 4-4-2, and that will allow you to also apply even more pressure to the previous formation. And unlike the previous 4-3-2-1 setup as well, we also have the left centre mid on get forward. So you've got 1 centre mid join the attack, as opposed to 3 of them on stay back while attacking. And I said here, it's the same defensive setup, except for the right-hand side on this one is going to be on overlap and balanced. And then you have sweeper keeper on the goalkeeper. So do you understand how the system works now? So this basically defends with 3 centre mids. It's a more of a conservative approach, stay back. You can always do 1-2s with your centre mids if you want to, but you're keeping the middle in shape. If you find that you want to be a bit more aggressive and you need to change to like a 4-4-2 system, 4-4-2 shape, you go to this 4-3-2-1 and you're a bit more aggressive. You've got one of the players that joins the attack, and also you flip the side that's joining the attack to make yourself be more attacking as well and to trick your opponent. So that is how it works. So you could start the game with this formation, and then let's say, for example, if you find yourself 1-0 down, or you're drawing, or maybe you find that your opponent is kind of weak to the press, then you go to this formation because you defend in a 4-4-2. And don't forget, 4-4-2 is one of the best formations to apply pressure with. And then you have the 5-2-2-1 to close the game out. Then we go to this one. Now, this is actually a very good formation. Normally, I have like a 4-2-4 here. But this is Jambu's 20-0 tactic. And as I said to you, I never actually used all 3 players on balanced. But it actually works so well. Now, listen, I need to be honest here. You have to understand your ability and your gameplay. If you find this to be too attacking, put the central centre mid on stay back while attacking, because this is very attacking. You need ideally box to box, so you can also sub on someone that's box to box, even like someone that can get the job done. Stanway costs 90k, even Madry costs 80k. These are quick super subs you can buy for these positions. But we've got pressure on every touch, which is basically balanced. But if your opponent makes a big mistake, the team, they leap forward and they can win the ball. It's kind of like constant pressure, only when your opponent takes a heavy touch or does like a bad heavy touch, something like that, then the team will press. So the team only press when there's a really good chance. 55 width, 71 depth, so you're pushing yourself into auto offside territory. Long ball direct passing, 55 on the width, and 7 players inside the box, being as aggressive as possible. So the 3 strikers all on stay central, get it behind. The 2 on the left on stay forward. But the right mid, right forward should I say, is on come back in defense. That will make the right mid when you're defending. Because when you want to press, you want to press in the 4-4-2 is the best formation inside the game. We've got the 2 centre mids on cover centre. And we've got Cecina on cover wing. So he will defend in the left mid. So you're still applying pressure in a 4-4-2, but with pressure on every touch and 71 depth compared to the last formation, you're being even more aggressive. You might be saying, what, do I need to put get forward on Cecina? You can, but to be honest, I think it's a good balance just like this, because you have your centre mid on balance as well. And sometimes if your centre mid goes forward, you might have no on the left hand side. So Senior being on that balance role does really, really help. Both centre backs on stay back while attacking. That's my alarm to let you know. So 9 minutes, try not to go too over and everyone's in a rush. Join the attack and overlap for both the left back and right back. So this formation, we got both the fullbacks joining the attack. And I think we've just been able to done that in under 10 minutes. I hope I didn't go over too much. I know people were getting upset last week that I was explaining it too much in detail. It's so hard to keep that balance. Remember, some people want to know everything. Some people just want the tactics. It's hard to get that balance right. But I think I did it with this video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you want to get better SC24, come join the Patreon. So it's patreon.com/no guys. We actually released the D-pad tactics and we released advanced defense scanning, and precision shooting tutorials as of yesterday. So it's about 10-15 more videos that have been released. Don't forget those videos get uploaded in chunks and like 20 minutes long each video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.